Chapter 13 of Two Blue Vortex has been leaked, and it is definitely one of the top 5 best chapters of the series so far. Before we get started, I would like to point out that I will be showing the official translations, but in the time of the text-to-speech was created, I have been following off fan translations. I was not able to post this video with the fan translations as I was very busy and still am, so instead of redoing the AI, I will just show the official translations and will correct myself on screen. The chapter starts where we left off, with Jura in the sky preparing to kill Boruto when Shinju bug appears from Jura's body. Apparently his name is Mamushi. Of course this can be a mistranslation since these are just leaks, so I will just call him Bug. Bug says that the ritual has returned, and says that they know someone is working with Boruto. Jura then says how it makes sense as to how Boruto knows about the Thorn Soul bulbs. Jura then implies he's going to retreat, so Hidari's Thorn Soul wouldn't rot away, but before he does, he calls Boruto lucky. He also says that it's as though the heavens want Boruto to continue living. In the next page, we start getting flashbacks of Boruto, who is hiding from a group of shinobi trying to hunt him down. Behind him, a frog appears. From the looks of it, we can already tell it is Koji's frog, and that this is the point in time where they first met after omnipotence. The frog says that there are at least 20 people and that they are surrounded. He reassures Boruto that he is not an enemy. He then tells Boruto to place his hand on his back. Boruto does it, and Koji does a summoning jutsu, causing Boruto to teleport to him. Boruto asks where he is, and Koji replies with saying they are in the outskirts of the Land of Wind, and that they are in one of Orochimaru's abandoned bases. He also said he casted a genjutsu on the entrance to make it harder to find. At first, Boruto doesn't recognize Koji, until Koji brings up a piece of his old mask and places it on his face. Boruto then remembers him. Boruto then tells him how he wouldn't forget when Koji killed Ao and almost killed Konohamaru and himself. But Koji ignores that and asks him whether he was always been Boruto Uzumaki. By normality, Koji is also affected by omnipotence, as he mentions how he remembers Boruto, but he also knows that these memories are fake, as he calls out Boruto and Kawaki switching positions. Boruto is surprised and asks how he is still able to grasp the situation with rationality. Koji answers with saying that he anticipated the outcome was likely. He then apologizes to Boruto about what he has done in the past since he had to follow his mission. Boruto then says he is a ninja too and understands the weight of a mission. Koji then explains how he was created to make Ishiki reincarnate from Jigen, and when he was at the brink of death while fighting Ishiki, he knew his role had come to an end and was waiting for death, until suddenly he sees the future in the form of film strips. We can see all the things that have happened after Koji's disappearance, like Baryon Mode Naruto, Code, Ada, and a bunch more. He then says that while it happened abruptly, he knew he was watching a potential future reality. After saying this, he is seen witnessing omnipotence occur and also sees the Shinju, but with an extra member we haven't seen yet, who seems to be the clone to Shinki. Koji then says he understood that even with Ishiki's death, unless the Ten Tails itself is destroyed, the planet will remain in constant danger, and he implies that his mission is not over. He then says that by aligning his visions with reality, he deepened his comprehension and certainty about his ability to see into the future. Boruto asks if he knew about Kawaki and him switching positions. Koji replies with that, even though he knew, he had to make sure as because of omnipotence, he always thought of Kawaki being Naruto's son. Boruto asks what his ability is and how he got it. Koji then asks if Amato has talked about Shibai. He then says that Shibai has devoured the lives of countless planets, achieving all forms of divine techniques, and became a god. He then says that all Kara members were given Shibai cells, for each member to use one of the many abilities Shibai had, but whether they can use it or not was a matter of luck. As a result, Code, Demon, and Ada have gained Shinjutsu, while Boro, Delta, and Koji himself couldn't, though his ability manifested when at the brink of death. We then get to know that his ability is to see all possible futures, and it is called the 10 Directions. In Buddhism, the 10 directions are the 8 points of the compass and the directions of up and down, in which different manifestations of Buddha exist. Koji then explains that their future isn't just a single linear path, as many stories are eliminated at the branching points where paths diverge in complex ways. Koji then tells us that when Naruto and Ishiki fought, there was a possible future where Naruto was killed, Ishiki was reborn in Kawaki's body, and the planet was destroyed by the god tree that he planted. Another example Koji says is that the day when Naruto and Hinata got sealed, Boruto and Sarada were supposed to be killed by Kawaki. And in this scenario, omnipotence doesn't happen, but Kawaki gets defeated by Code, who at this point had his limiter removed, then he gets consumed by the 10 tails, and the planet is destroyed by the god tree. Boruto then says how it may seem far-fetched, but it's impossible to ignore how accurate Koji is. Koji then offers to train Boruto the skills Boruto himself has learned in the future, which would accelerate his mastery and improving the efficiency of his training. He also tells Boruto that there is a method to rescuing Sasuke, which we know being the Thorn Soul Bulb. Koji then tells Boruto that whatever is to likely happen at this moment, he will be talking about the worst possible future. Koji tells Boruto that the 10 tails will break free from Code's control and goes through evolution, and will emerge as multiple divine trees, each having its own will. Koji then tells Boruto that almost every future he saw has the Shinju being there. He then says that their leader, Jura, will end up killing Boruto sometime in the future. In the next page, Koji says that many futures show the same outcome, with the Kawaki getting consumed and the planet gets destroyed. Boruto then tells Koji that whatever happens, he will never agree to kill Kawaki. He wants to knock some sense into him and get the family back together. He then implies that the 10 tails is getting in his way and that he will take care of both the 10 tails and Code. In the next page, we go back to the present, where Sumire is with Boruto. Sarada has injured the nerves in her right arm. Himawari wakes up after being defeated by Jura and runs to Sarada. Himawari grabs Sarada's injured arm and heals it in an instant. Sumire asks Himawari to heal Boruto as well, but Kawaki doesn't let her. In the next page, we see Konohamaru putting handcuffs on Boruto, which were made by Amato, so Boruto wouldn't be able to cast any jutsu. While doing so, Kawaki puts his hand in Boruto's cloak and grabs Koji's frog. Kawaki tells himself that it belonged to Koji, but the frog disappeared. In the next page, we see the Shinju in their hideout. Hidari's Thorn Soul Bulb is being planted on top of the cube. The roots on the ceiling connect to the bulb and Hidari emerged back. Jura asks if Hidari is all right. Hidari replies with him not noticing any faults. Jura is glad that Hidari still knows who he is. Matsuri says she is itching to see the Thorn Soul Bulb that is seen on one of the roots in the background, as she wants to know who is coming out of it. Jura tells her to harvest it. In the last page, we see the new bulb getting planted on the cube, and Jura says to himself that he needs to come up with a name for the new Shinju. The most probable case will be that the new Shinju will be Shinki, as we saw during the flashback pages, but since that was in an alternate future, we could possibly get someone else instead, though I doubt for that to be the case. Did you guys enjoy the chapter? Leave a comment down below to let me know about your thoughts. Like and subscribe for more content. That's it for me. See you guys next time.